All right. Looks like I got everybody on the screen. Let's get this party started. All right. So as I promised tonight, no need to fear. Oops, I forgot to put my tension on the back. That would be a problem. So a reminder about putting the tension on your back if you're not using a direct drive. You don't need to put the tension on so tight that you can barely move your wheel, Wayne. Just make it touch the wheel and give it 3 full turns, or sometimes it might need 3 and then maybe a half or something along that lines. That should get you plenty of resistance. You don't need to have it squishing your wheel to death. So if you can pull the wheel back up and down and it's kind of squeaking a little bit, then you just need another half a turn. But if you're pulling on it and it's really, really tight, you can back it down just a tad. So keep that in mind. It doesn't have to be, but you don't want it to be so loose that if you stand up and you start to pedal, that it actually slips off of that flywheel. So keep that in mind because it makes a difference. All right, so what's on store for tonight? Tonight, you get to do some efforts in your endurance zone or your zone 3, or if you feel like it, you can even go into your zone 2. So there's an advantage to riding these endurance miles. Builds you a nice solid base. I know that some of the pro riders are now beginning to do low zone training. Tadej Pogačar seems to be one of those. It's doing zone 2-3 training. I'm sure they're mixing in some climbing and some other efforts, but those base miles really make a difference when you can just get them in nice and solid. You don't have to work as hard. You don't have to suffer as much. And it actually feels really good to do a workout like this. So if you don't have those metrics, and I think most of you do, know your zones. For most of tonight, we're going to be in that zone 3. If you don't have your zones, then you can think of a rate of perceived exertion of somewhere between, let's say, 5 and 7 on a scale of 1 to 10. So I'm going to put you in some gears that you're going to have to determine if you're staying within those ranges. If you're not, as always, you're going to shift to something easier or something harder if it's not working for you. So it's good to have options. And I'm going to give you some cadences to stay within. And you're going to know those are going to be my favorite cadence ranges. So the hardest part is holding yourself back because we're always so used to pushing the envelope, pushing hard, pushing. So tonight, you get to kind of kick it back a little bit. So we're going to start as we always do with our 5 minutes of getting our legs ready. So right now you should be in your small ring. Nice easy gear. You have your water bottle ready. You have your fan and your towel. Because don't be surprised. Tonight, even though it's a zone 3 workout, you definitely are going to use that towel. You might find yourself sweating a lot more than normal if you're in the right zone, that's because you're in your fat burning zone, believe it or not. And as we go along today, I heard on the radio this morning that today was National Old Stuff Day. Really? National Old Stuff Day? I don't know. So I looked up the National Day calendar. And there's some pretty interesting national days that we have to celebrate. So you already missed Peanut Butter Lovers Day, which was yesterday. And along with that, it was National Pig Day. So if you have a favorite pig, you should have celebrated them yesterday. So we'll go through those just to keep our minds occupied. So let's get started. We're going to get started with something that's going to kind of bring your heart rate up a little bit, get the legs going. You're going to start in your big ring in your 15. You don't have to go there yet. We're going to do 30 seconds standing. Then you're going to sit down, stay in your big ring, shift to probably your 23 or near the top of your cassette, and you're going to bring your cadence up to 100. So we're just going to go back and forth doing that. So go ahead, get to your big ring, down to your 15, which means you should have 3 gears showing under your chain. Let's stand up for 30. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Just find a rhythm. Get yourself just feeling good. Waking those legs up. If they start to burn, that's what we want. And when you sit down, 3, 2, sit down, shift up, maybe to the top of your cassette, increase that cadence, see how close to 100 you can get. Holding on to that. It's definitely going to wake up the lungs and the heart. $30 more here. Get that nice high cadence. If the gear is easy, then the legs can spin. Back to your 15. Standing up. Now the legs might be burning. Working them hard here. Hard here to go easy later. Sitting back down. Back up to the gear you were in before. 100 cadence. Get that cadence high. Even if you're not touching 100, just give me the highest cadence you can hold. $30 more seconds. Only the legs are working. Upper body nice and still. This minute's feeling long. Back down to your 15. Standing up. Staying here for 30. Sitting back down, back to whatever gear you were in before to get you to that 100. Remember, don't try to push this pedal. Stay light. Being light helps the legs go faster. I'm sure you're starting to sweat a little. Where you are right now in terms of effort, if it feels hard, that's where I don't want you to be later in the workout. Find your 15. Standing up, last 30. Hips are back. Feel that saddle between your legs. Nice and even pedal stroke. Sit down. Shift it back to your small ring. Easiest gear you have. We'll give you some recovery. Take a drink. You know the drill. Finish that water bottle by the end of the workout. All right, so here's how this is going to go. It's a 24-minute effort. We're going to do 20 by 1 minute with just a mere 15 seconds in between each minute. But here's the key. If you're going in your endurance zone or your zone 3 or 5 to 7 on the RPE, you should be able to hold this for that duration. Now you're just going to see a tiny little dip either in your power or your heart rate as I give you that 15 seconds rest. But this is all about consistency, holding that pace right where you need for it to be. So if you can do this in your big ring around your 21, that's great. If you'd rather be in your small ring, to hold a cadence between 80 and 90 for that each minute and staying within that endurance zone. So I'm going to let you choose which gear works best for you, big ring or small ring. The constant should be the effort level and the cadence. So 80 to 90 on the cadence, zone 3 effort. Pick your gear. If you want to do 10 in your big ring, 10 in your small, or 10 in your small, 10 in your big, that works too. So let's go. 3, 2, 1. Finding 1 minute. It shouldn't feel super hard. Stay consistently in a range that you feel like you can manage. If you want to bring your cadence up past that 90, I wouldn't advise you to do that. That 90 is going to be our constant. The 15 in between, You're probably not going to have time to really shift. So you're just going to bring the intensity even lower. So settle in. These first couple of minutes, you can set the bar for yourself. 3, 2, 1 down. 15 seconds easy. Then right into number 2. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back up. And remember, just like other ones where we've really worked on our patience, don't charge into that minute. Just go nice and gradual so that you're staying at the same pace. That's the nice part about having power, is that you can literally just dial it in perfectly. And once we do 10, then you can make those adjustments. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. 2 down. I'm not going to count for every one because some people like to know and some people don't. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Come back up. Bring the cadence up. Keep it steady. So in addition to Old Stuff Day today, it's also National Banana Cream Pie Day. And you know my aversions to pie. Have to admit though, banana cream is not one of my favorite. It's also National Read Across America Day, which was established by Dr. Seuss. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. Allow yourself just a tad bit of recovery. Now you're starting to settle in. Right back at it. 1 minute. Dial it in. Go right back to where you were. Focus on whatever metric you're using, be it cadence, heart rate, power. Know that if you're using heart rate, you might not notice much change in 15 seconds. And that's okay. You're going to start to feel each one kind of settling in. 3, 2, 1. Bring down the effort a little. Take a drink. "24 minutes is a long period." Here we go. 3, 2, right back at it. Now you might notice sweating is starting to happen. That's a good sign. That means you're in the right zone. If you were breathing like this, then you're going too hard. Back it down. If you feel like you can do a 5-word sentence, remember you're muted. So if you want to talk to yourself, then go ahead and do that. Just to gauge where you are in that effort level. 3, 2, nice and easy. We got 5 down. You can see how this can wear on you too. 3, 2, right back. Teaching you patience and consistency. So tomorrow is National Cold Cut Day. So go buy you a deli sandwich. Enjoy some cold cuts. It's also National I Want You to Be Happy Day. I should have clicked on each one of these just to figure out who was the originator of these days. It's also National Mulled Wine Day. 3, 2, nice and easy. Here we go. 3, 2, right back to it. So little recovery, which means you're going to probably stay in the proper zone for all these minutes. And tomorrow is also Soup It Forward. So I guess that means go to the deli, buy yourself a cold cut sandwich, and then buy your friend or the guy standing in line with you some soup. Maybe these food manufacturers have all talked to each other. 3, 2, we'll bring it down. Remember, drink when you need to along this journey. I'll keep reminding you. 3, 2, right back to it. We're getting close to halfway. But when you go to get that cold cut sandwich and you pass that soup along, make sure you're wearing your blue dress because it's National Dress in Blue Day. And obviously, unless you prefer, guys, you just have to wear something blue. And for anybody who's a manager, it's also National Employee Appreciation Day. 3, 2, bring it down. That one sounds like a Hallmark calendar day. Just so everybody will go buy some cards. Back at it. 1 minute. Now's when the legs are really starting to get warmed up. You might be able to find the place that you want to go a little easier. It's amazing when you put an easier effort connected like this, how it can feel hard even though it's not supposed to feel hard. It's more mentally hard. Trying to stay where we want it to be. 3, 2, nice and easy. We got one more to get us halfway. Here we go, number 10. 3, 2, dial it in. For some people, Saturday might be really a good day because it's National Cheese Doodle Day. These just make me laugh. And for those of you who have done a race, an event, and you've gotten a medal for your accomplishment, it's National Finishers Medal Day. That one doesn't make a lot of sense. 3, 2, 1. All right, you made it halfway. Can you keep it going? Take a drink now for sure. Here comes the second half. Right back at you. Dial it in. Hit the cadence. Hit the power. You might need to hit the towel too. Burning lots of calories on this workout. Notice your sweat rate here. That can help you then determine the proper amount of water you should be drinking. Think about your position on the bike. Move your hands around. Or find that favorite spot. 3, 2, bring it down. Now you're truly on the back side. Right back at it. Here we go. My legs are starting to warm up. Because on Sunday, it's National Oreo Day. I should have looked up to see how many different kinds of Oreos there are now. Double stuffed, mint, chocolate. Not that I'm an Oreo freak. I don't really like Oreos, but that's okay. And before you have your Oreos, since it's National Frozen Food Day, you can select your favorite fast frozen food. 3, 2, bring it down. And then to complement your Oreos, it's National White Chocolate Cheesecake Day. Here we go. Right back at it. 1 minute. Sticking with the program. Holding it right where you need to hold it. Get that cadence where you want it. And keep that effort not super hard. So then we start getting into next week. It's a lot of food related days. 3, 2, 1, bring it down. It's National Flapjack Day. I personally don't even know anyone. 3, 2, right back at it. I don't know anyone that calls them flapjacks. Pancakes. Maybe I should be changing my vocabulary. And on Flapjack Day, it's also National Cereal Day. So you can have that bowl of cereal and then finish it off with some flapjacks. Now, yes, this workout is helping you. You might not feel like it is, but if you were doing this outside, 3, 2, nice and easy. You're 15 in. 3, 2, right back to it. So this is about holding a pace for a long period of time. And I've said it to you many times while you're out riding outside. If you can't hold the pace for the duration of your ride, it doesn't do you any good. So these are good to practice that consistent pace. No matter what gear it's in. Starting to feel a little longer. 3, 2, bring it down. Truly on the backside now. 3, 2, 1, right back to it. Number 17. So after your cereal and flapjack day, it's National Registered Dietitian Nutritionist Day. So I'll have to call my mom on the 8th of March and wish her a happy day, since she's both a dietitian and a nutritionist. It's kind of nice they put that day on the 8th because it's also International Women's Day. Be interesting to know the ratio of women to men in the field of dietetics. 3, 2, bring it down. But when you know the day after International Women's Day, 3, 2, right back at it. It's National Barbie Day. Oh, Barbie. She's had a good life, Barbie. She has a house, car, boyfriends, female friends that look just like her for some reason. But did Barbie know that it's also National Meatball Day? It's kind of funny. They put those two together on the same day. Are they trying to say that Ken was a meatball? Maybe. 3, 2, bring it down. 2 more to go. Are you sweating enough yet? Might want to jump in that snow that's behind Rick. 3, 2, right to it. Let's go. Keep it steady for these last 2. So on the March the 10th, being National Pack Your Lunch Day, pack your lunch, but put in your lunch whatever you used to eat in your lunchbox when you were 10. Mine probably would have been a little sandwich of ham and cheese with some kind of fruit on the side and maybe a bag of pretzels. 3, 2, number 19 down. Last one to come. Here we go. Last one. Make it look just like the first one. Hold on to those metrics. I haven't been reminding you to drink, so I'm hoping that you're doing that on your own. Get a nice little 2-minute break. I want to see what you got left. Five, 3, 2, 1. Down to your small ring if you're in your big ring. To your easiest gear, just spin it out. Take a drink for sure. Good job on that. That was a tough one. So obviously we have to appreciate all people in life. So on the 11th, it's National Funeral Director and Mortician Recognition Day. Because unfortunately, at some point, we are all going to face one of those people. But it's also National Johnny Appleseed Day. And it's National Oatmeal Not Waffles Day. So you got to keep those food-related things in our days. All right, so where are we going from here? We're going to finish this up with a 6-minute effort. And I'm going to make you go through some cadences, but just like the previous one, I want you to hold that endurance pace. Now we know a higher cadence makes the heart rate go higher, But if you find the right gear, you can hold that cadence and hold the zone for the duration. So it's going to be 1 minute at 100 cadence, 2 minutes at 90 cadence, 3 minutes at 80 cadence. So for the first minute, get in your small ring. If you go into zone 2, that's fine too. But I want you to stay in those lower zones. So find the gear that you think you can hold 100 and give me a good minute. 3, 2, 1. There's going to be no break in between these. So hold that 100 steady. Remember, use your core so you're not bouncing. Don't put yourself in too easy of a gear. You want to be in a gear where you have to work a little bit, because too easy of a gear isn't going to help you stop bouncing. Now, after this minute, we're going to move to 2 minutes at 90. So you probably want to shift to a harder gear. Not yet. When I count that down. And try to get dead on to 90 for 2 minutes. Find that gear. 3, 2, let's go. If you're hitting 95, then you're going too hard. I want you to dial it in right to 90. I'm at 91, if you're following my legs. And I'm right in my zone 3. 2 minutes straight. So on the 12th, since we're getting close to spring, National Plant a Flower Day. Might have to consult with your local farmer to see if that's proper. And for all those working moms out there, it's National Working Moms Day. And the 12th is my favorite day of the year. Daylight savings time. Time to change your clock. Lose that hour of sleep. That's okay. We gain that hour of light. All right, so you're coming up on 2 minutes done. We're going to move into 3 minutes at 80 cadence. Find your gear. If you need to go to your big ring, you're welcome to do so. Make sure you're not going too hard here. A little harder gear might push out the power a little bit more. So pick the gear properly. Settle in. Enjoy the effort. It's not so super hard. You can also concentrate on your pedal stroke now. A little lower cadence. Keeping those legs light. Two more minutes here. So, you know, after we change our clocks and we lose an hour, it would only be appropriate that the day following that is National Napping Day. So everybody gets to take a nap. You tell your employer you have to go home because it's National Napping Day. You have to get in a nap. Then on the 14th, National Potato Chip Day. That one must be sponsored by the Lay's company for National Potato Chip Day. On the 15th, it's National Everything You Think is Wrong Day. I'm not sure what you're supposed to do with that one, but I guess if you think somebody throwing their cigarette out the window is wrong, I don't know what you do with it. And because of all that talking, 3, 2, you get to break. Find your easy gear. Take a drink. Spin the legs. We're almost done. All right. As always, we like to finish fast. So we're going to finish up with some 30 on, 30 off efforts. And for the on part, I want you to keep that cadence as high as possible. You don't have to be in a super hard gear, just enough to flush out some of the fatigue, and you shouldn't have a lot tonight. You shouldn't have a lot of fatigue because of the effort level that we put into this workout. If your legs are really feeling it, then you may have gone just a little bit too hard. So find that gear. Decide where you can hold over 100. We're going to do 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. 3, 2, 1. Let's bring it up. I'm going to shoot for 110, but I'm still in an easy gear. I'm not getting any higher than my zone 3 on these. Keep it going. Use that core. 3, 2, bring your leg speed down. Bring it down to 80, 85. Just allow yourself to spin without a lot of effort. Then we're going to go right back to that high cadence. 3, 2, let's do it. Bring it back up. If you can get to 100, that's perfect. Feel yourself kind of get tall in your torso when you want to really spin fast. If you slouch or push your back down, it's not going to help you. You need to get tall. Three, 2, bring it down. You went a little longer. That's okay. 30 seconds went faster. I was getting used to doing minute. Here we go. Bring it back up. Just flesh out the legs. Cadence is high. The top of the minute. 3, 2, bring it down. Take a drink if you haven't consumed much water. Ready to bring it back up. 3, 2, let's go. For this one, start off at that high cadence. Halfway through, I want you to shift to one easier gear. The cadence might drop a little, that's fine. Start to feel the legs get a little lighter and nice and easy. We're going to do one more. And then we'll cool down. Because on the 16th, it's absolutely incredible Kid Day. All right, one more time. Let's go. Bring it up. Give yourself one easier gear. Control it. If you can't hold the same cadence, that's fine. Spin out these last couple of minutes. 3, 2, 1. Find the easiest gear on your bike. Stay in your small ring. Take a drink of your water. We're going to cool it down. So obviously on the 17th of March, for those of you that are really in tune with what that day means, St. Patty's Day. So it would only be appropriate that on that day, it's also National Corned Beef and Cabbage Day. And interestingly enough, there are no other national days on that day. So obviously, St. Patty's Day reigns over everybody. When I was in the 6th grade, and you may have heard me tell this story, my teacher's name was Mrs. Fetter. Every year, Mrs. Fetter would bring into the classroom her roaster filled with Irish stew and homemade soda bread. The best Irish stew you could ever eat, and the best Irish soda bread ever. She shared her recipe, fortunately, and every once in a while we'll make her Irish soda bread and her Irish stew, because it's good. It's really good. And what a cool thing for a teacher. She was a really creative teacher, really fun to have. It's fun to know that you had teachers in your life that had that kind of impression on you. Hopefully we all can name at least one teacher that had some kind of influence on our lives that way. So I want you to easily spin this out. Remember, finish up your water. This wasn't super hard on the body tonight, but you still got in a good almost hour workout. So you know the drill. Get in your recovery source. Have something to eat. So tomorrow you can recover, be ready to go. Almost done. Three, two. That's all, folks. Good one, as always. Great job, guys.